Hello YouTube. What I have in front of me is this, and it has finally arrived. It is Numark NTX, and this is the, well, sequel to the TTX, I guess. Although, what I found out is that actually it was produced by Global Audio something, which is a brand, I believe from Taiwan or somewhere, which produces Audio Technica and, well, a lot of other brands as well. So, now my friend actually has the Numark and it has Audio Technica, so this video will be just the unboxing of the NTX, but the next video will be the comparison of all three of those. Now I actually do have a couple of Technics, as you can see, which I will be comparing to the NTX and TTX and, well, the others. So, well, let's open it, right? Professional. Okay, so this side has been opened, but this one was not opened. We have another packing inside, and so yeah, Global Audio Store. 5% available on every product. Well, why didn't they give me 5% on this one? Bastards. Yeah, next 2000. So if you need the code for 5% discount, this is the code. This is the receipt. I actually bought this thing off of eBay. Now if you purchase this thing on their site, it's actually, I believe, 100 euros cheaper, but I found that out after I bought this one. Go figure. Try to open it like this, and let's see what do we have inside. So, this is the plastic cover, which I already quite like, because the TTX arrived without this thing. So this looks beautiful already. You know what? Let me zoom out a bit. So these are some stickers that arrived with it. The well, user's guide, and the slip mat, which, to be honest, it does look quite nice. So, power cord and cinch cables, and this one actually looked quite nice. The other ones were thick as hell and had no wires. And I believe that this one have the same amount of wires inside, but the plastic is not that thick, so that is always a bonus. So, in here we have a safety warning, and oh, hello beautiful. And, well, let's remove this thing as well. Now this thing actually has some weight to it, but I believe that it is actually lighter than the TTX itself. So what's else inside? Well, the standard Numark head shell, but this one is black, the other one is silver. And I believe that these are the holders for the cover. And we have something else inside, so 45 RPM. This is, I believe, the weight. So, again, another weight. This is the main one. I'm not quite sure whether I should try this platter or not, because the original platters, let me show you, So as you can see, even TTX, and this is the platter from Technics, had the magnet within the platter, so that kind of gave it, I don't know, I think a bit of more strength and maybe make it less wobbly. I'm not quite sure, but well, we'll see. So let's open it and let's see. So, only these two, maybe this. Ah well, we'll see. So let's, I'll remove the box, throw it actually in the garbage because I'm not one of those people that collects boxes. And let's assemble the turntable. You know, this thing actually looks very light, even comparing to NTX. This is very light. I know that their platter is not mounted on yet, but this so, let's see how wobbly this thing actually gets. Wow, this is actually impressive. And it is actually spinning quite a lot of time. Yeah, not bad at all. So, the Technics feeling. Okay, even this thing looks dodgy quality. Now let's install the weights. I do need to remove this thing. And I need to, okay. This thing looks a bit dodgy. Okay. Middle. Nice. And I will be actually installing this weight for another reason that I don't have where to put it. So yeah. But I will be setting the needle correctly. So let's set this thing at 0. So this is more or less at 0. You can see I've placed this little wheel at 0, and I'll be placing this thing at 2.5 grams, which is for playing music enough. So yeah, let's take a look at the top of the turntable and move on from there. So basically this is a dead knockoff of well, MK2s, but by Numark. So play stop 3345. We do not have 78, which we had on TTX. We do not have a reverse button, which we had in there. Start stop time, pitch range 50%, and reset. And there is no display whatsoever. So I don't know, mixed emotions, I guess. So on the rear we have a USB, we have a switch for line and phono outputs, and we have an internal power supply, and this connector is awesome. And basically that is it. There is nothing much, you know, around it. So hello, I've been using this Numark for a day now, and yeah, there are a couple of things which are designed without brain, I would say. Somebody got so drunk, and at that moment they decided to design this turntable. Now let me show you why. Although this is blatant copy of this one, which is, well, this is MK5 but MK2, there are a couple of things which are copied but not in a good way. So let me show you. For example, let's start, and now I shall set stop time to maximum, and let's see what will happen. Now they're all slowing down at the same rate, but as you can see, Technics actually has quite a lot of more stop time. And why is this? Now let me turn this thing off, because again this platter does not have a magnet. But here Numark decided to cheat a bit. Now what do I mean by cheating? Let me show you. If you use stop like this, let's see what will happen. Okay, Technics has a bit more, but they stopped at the same time. Now how did Numark cheat? Now let me show you the idea. Now as you can see, this thing is on. Now if I turn this thing off, I can still start the turntable. And what Numark actually did, now let me show you. It's still on. It's still powered, and then it turns off. So it gives that couple of seconds of extra juice, so that it seems that it will stop as Technics does. But it does not actually, because it's actually spinning at the same speed, and then those 2 seconds later it starts to slow down. So although one would think that this is, let me zoom out a bit. So one would think that these two actually stop at the same time, but they don't. This is cheat, and it's blatant cheat by Numark. And this also means that either it has some beefy capacitor, or, well, some trickery has been made, but I do believe it is a capacitor. One more thing. If you actually slow down to the 50%, torque is actually non-existent. It's very weak. Although if you're using high-pitch vinyls, I'm guessing you're using it around at -30, and in here the pitch is okay. I mean, Technics does not even have that feature, so, but then again, this Technics is way older than this Numark. The next thing, let me show you. Now as you can see, this has been perfectly designed, and if you go all the way, this thing is still lifting the needle up. However, on the Numark, now let me turn this thing off, you lift it up, you go to here, and if you accidentally move, your needle will touch this thing, because this thing fell. So this is a, as you can see, as you can hear, this is a piss poor design. If this thing was just a bit longer, it would be way better. Now, the third thing, and well, obviously the last regarding this, if you have, for example, the plastic, if you want to listen to it as the well, normal turntable, if you have this thing screwed on, you cannot, because it will yeah, I do have a lot of wires. It will touch the plastic and the needle will start to skip. That's actually what happens to me. And one more thing, okay, this thing has been made when you want to drop the needle, it's actually quite nice, but when you want to pull it up, it's jumped and it skips. So if you're cued somewhere, that's a bit, well, I would say not good. Now, the one thing I actually do like compared to Technics is Technics has this thing, which is okay, and Numark has this thing made a bit better, so I would say it's more intuitive and it's easier to use. Now, one more thing I mind about this Numark is the output. You know what, let me show you. Okay, well, since this is metallic, I won't be playing it due to copyright. Let me log in. As you can see, I am actually copying from the turntable via USB, and the output is so strong, but it is with every record, and there is no actually physical way for you to lower the volume just a bit. You can using the software, obviously, but not some kind of volume knob would be nice. Now this is not, since it is not over 0, I guess it is okay, but yeah, I would prefer to have the option to lower the volume. So, having mentioned everything I did about this Numark, do I think that this is a good turntable? Yes, I do. It's still a good turntable. However, it's mind-boggling that such stupid problems exist. For example, let me show you one more thing, which I actually mind. If you cannot move this thing more than I don't know whether you can see it. This has a very shallow movement. For example, Technics has way better, but on the other hand, now I won't be scratching this thing, this is Metallica. The needle, I'm moving the vinyl, but the needle is basically steady, and this is not a scratch needle, so that's a good thing. I don't know, I have mixed emotions. Would I recommend somebody to buy it? Definitely, it is okay turntable, but it has a lot of bugs that will be probably resolved in the version, I don't know, NTX1000 MK2. Wink wink. Well, anyway, so much from me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click thumbs up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This is actually my turntable, and I will be using it for, well, listening to music. And until the next time, bye.